Hello, I'm Dr. Sunny Fridge. Welcome to Season 3 of Rise and Shine with Dr. Sunny. This season, I will continue to help you unleash your inner speaking superpowers. Each week, you get tips, tools, and techniques to help you become a better communicator. On this edition of Rise and Shine, learn how being a strong presenter is a piece of cake. Plus, I'll give you details on how to attend my free monthly Speak and Shine workshop, so stay tuned. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, share in the comments below where you're watching from. And if you're listening by podcast, subscribe so you never miss a show. If you enjoy our programs, please consider making a donation of any amount at WYTV7.org to help our CBN broadcasters continue the mission to bring you programming that educates, empowers, and encourages. I believe we all have a purpose and the potential to live our best life. If you're an emerging speaker, entrepreneur, or leader, you know that getting your message to the audience you're called to serve isn't always easy. Sometimes you need a little motivation. Now, there are many motivational speakers, and then there is my guest. Willie Johnson is an award-winning speaker, dynamic trainer, and author of 2 books. He's also known as Willie J, and he is on a mission to help others live up to their potential and to communicate and connect. Welcome, Willie J.
Hello, Dr. Sunny, and thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Now tell us where you're from and a little about your business.
Again, thank you. I am from Fayetteville, Arkansas, that place in the hills with a lot of greenery. My business is Willie Johnson Communications, and what I do is consulting, and I help people to communicate and connect so that everybody will be able to play better in the sandbox.
Now, you're the author of 2 books. I have one of them right here. It's Never Too Late to Live Up to Your Potential. Tell us about both books. You also, is it Be Amazing?
Yes, the second book is Be Amazing. The one that you hold in your hand is It's Never Too Late to Live Up to Your Potential. And the inspiration from that book during the time in 2015, the inspiration was there was a lot of layoffs around the country going on. And a lot of us baby boomers, yes, I said it, a lot of us baby boomers got hit in that. And so they were walking around and says, woe is me, what am I going to do? And one of the things that I had always wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that I wanted to leave the corporate world, and I also wanted to have my own business. So what better thing to do is use that as a springboard for it's never too late to live up to your potential, or it's never too late to create a larger vision for your life. And that was just a good time to make that happen.
Awesome. And what about Be Amazing?
Be Amazing was just the second part of that first book, because the first book was basically a standalone chapters in that book, and Be Amazing continues that process, but there's a lot of stories involved in the second book, and it was about twice the size.
Now, before we get started on your tips, talk about a defining moment in your life as it relates to your public speaking career and living up to your potential.
Thank you again for that interesting question. The defining moment for me was actually when I was working for a Fortune 500 company. I was a trainer, but I had gone as far as I could possibly go. So what I wanted to do is I kept telling myself I wanted to go over and over and over about the business. And then I heard he has passed away now, but a billionaire, Mr. J.B. Hunt, I actually got an opportunity to hear him speak. And one of the things that he said, and I will never forget it, he was always saying you have to take total responsibility for the things that happen in your life. And it was that moment that it clicked. So I got peace and was able to walk away from everything and do my own thing.
That's a wonderful story. Now, you're here to give some helpful tips to being a strong presenter, and you say it's a piece of cake.
Absolutely, it is a piece of cake. People want to give, steps of being a speaker, and they usually say story, point, how to. And when you ask me this question about being a presenter, I said, I'm going to give you something that is totally fresh. Being a strong presenter is a piece of cake.
So, C stands for confidence. Tell us about that.
But basically, on your C stands for confidence, what we're saying there is you just have to show up and stand in your power and ask yourself several questions. Why are you giving this presentation? What do I want people to take from this speech, and those type of questions.
What about the A for authenticity?
The A for authenticity, you have to be yourself. You can't be anybody else. And you and I know many people who always try to be like a Zig Ziglar. They try to be like a Les Brown or whatever the case may be. But those individuals, yes, while they are powerful, they will always be themselves. So what we have to do is we have to truly be ourselves and also use words that are uniquely you. Would you like to know what number 3 is?
That's right. So you said confidence. That's the C. A, authenticity. So yes, please tell us the K.
Knowledge. To be a strong presenter, you must have confidence, you must have authenticity, and you must have the knowledge. It's called that intellectual power that we have here. You have to have it. So to be able to have that knowledge before you speak, you always have to do your research. Mm-hmm. You really, really have to do your research, because when you do your research, you'll understand what's going on and you will be able to connect with your audience. And then the last one is simply this: enthusiasm. When it comes to enthusiasm, you and I both know that you have to come from a place of joy.
That is so awesome. C for confidence, A for authenticity, K for knowledge, and E for enthusiasm.
And I'll say one more point before I turn it over. In all that you do, you have to believe in yourself.
Wow, thank you so much for those great tips. So tell us, what's next for Willie J? What are you working on?
Interesting question. There are so many things that's going on, but with the COVID things going on, I am working on, making a lot of the things that I already do fresh. But the biggest project that I'm working on is creating my podcast. Because when I grow up, Dr. Sonny, I want to be just like you.
Well, I want to be just like you. So the feeling is mutual, my friend. And tell us about the name of your podcast and the topics that you'll be discussing.
Great question again. The name of my podcast is just going to be Willie Johnson Communications, a productivity podcast. And it will be a communication tips podcast where I share various communications about different things, such as I may run several sessions on handling conflict, may run several sessions on just what we're talking about today, being a strong presenter, just having some of that type of thing, because as I said earlier, to me, it's all about building quality teams, strong teams, and playing better in the sandbox so that everybody gets along and we try or attempt to make this world a better place.
Wow. So in order for you to make this world a better place, we need to find out where we can find out more about your services and your books. How can people get more information?
People can get more information by going to my website, which is www.williejspeaks.com. And the J is spelled out Jay. So it's WILLIEJAYSPEAKS.com. You go to that website, you'll be able to see everything that I do. You'll be able to purchase any books, and you'll also be able to download a free item.
Wonderful. Now, before I let you go, I want you to leave us with one of your favorite, perhaps your favorite quote about how to get from here to there.
I'll just pull the best one off the top of my head, and it goes like this. If you want to go from where you are to where you want to be, you have to go from how you are to how you ought to be. Let me repeat that. If you want to go from where you are to where you want to be, you have to go from how you are to how you ought to be.
I'm inspired so much by you, and I want to thank you for making becoming a stronger presenter a piece of cake. Now I feel like going and getting one of those bundt cakes. You've made me hungry.
Awesome.
Thank you, Willie J, so much, and have a blessed day.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have on this edition of Rise and Shine with Dr. Sunny. Again, thank you to my guest, Willie Johnson, A.K.E. Willie J, for sharing how it's a piece of cake if you want to be a strong presenter. And now for a little icing on that cake. How would you like some help to become a better presenter? I'm so excited to announce the start of my free monthly Speak and Shine workshop. This is where I get to help you unleash your inner speaking superpowers, some you didn't know you had. Now, the spots are limited. To sign up, go to my Facebook page at facebook.com/I Rise and Shine. If you're not on social media, you can register at my website, sunnyfridge.com. You can also find links to all my shows and podcasts. Thanks so much for connecting with me. I'm Dr. Sunny. Remember, it's your time to rise and shine.